joints right here, man, that you play when you feeling down on your isn't right. Play this shit right here and resuscitate your pimpin' and get you right back on your mission, right? For you hoes, just that shit you play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here and spark up your hoeing and get you right back going, you dig? Dig this. Pimps for real, don't mistake it for fashion. The turf that birthed my reputation for mashing was the track with active, attractive hoes. Professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. We scorching them fag bitches pedal for them portions. My whores win it all. Not the ones on the sideline wishing but didn't ball in the guidelines. My bitches did it all. Down 7 below in the snow for dough. Over 120 in the sun for fun. They mash for hours, hooker baths, not showers. Bright and early, down and dirty for the cash and power. They gotta get the cash, the towers, and reach it all to a pimp. In my position, I'm all but exempt. These bras not wimps, I'm like them renegade bitches. BFFs with tricks but never getting paid riches. Grenade bitches, they dynamite, blowing up on the pimpin' and missing when the time is right. But when they life gets strife, they see pimpin' shining bright, but they action is life without. Bitch, one strike you out. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. See, that's the difference, nigga. The pimpin' mashin' for these riches, nigga. Nothing like you master magician niggas. Smoking mirrors with your game, hella extras to reflect the opposite appearance of a lame. Bitches coming from y'all, I can't rock with those. Tender-footed and rooted in them doctor shows. Soft shoe rituals, minute residuals. Papers on life support, your loots and critical. Something I learned about when running my earned route. And working with turnouts is murdering burnouts. Cause knocking one of you niggas for a scarred bitch. That's knocking one of you niggas for some garbage. I'm heartless regardless, empty with sympathy, but banked up to the max with pimpathy. No remedy for me, I'm like this. My life is vice grip, synced in permanent ink. You can't rewrite this. My blood type is P positive, beautifully deposited with a lot of it. I'm popping this shit, and when I pop it so hard I make a trapping ass bad bitch wanna hoe hard. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. Come on, pimpin', man, pop that shit. Show these sucker niggas they can't stop that shit. Let these hookers know if they wanna cop that shit. Treat the bag like it's hot, bitch, and drop that shit. Dig. And to you hoes, if you ever took a loss, bitch, show these bitches how to bounce back like a boss, bitch. Let them know that the best way to floss, bitch, is reach that paper to some pimpin' hoe and toss it. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. One of them joints right here, man, that you play when you feeling down on your isn't right. Play this shit right here and resuscitate your pimpin' and get you right back on your mission, right? For you hoes, just that shit you play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here and spark up your hoeing and get you right back going, you dig? Dig this. Pimps for real, don't mistake it for fashion. The turf that birthed my reputation for mashing was the track with active, attractive hoes. Professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. We scorching them fag bitches pedal for them portions. My whores win it all. Not the ones on the sideline wishing but didn't ball in the guidelines. My bitches did it all. Down 7 below in the snow for dough. Over 120 in the sun. Top of the morning. Yes, y'all already know what to do, man. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain, man. Yeah, hit that like button. Hopefully, you all are as excited as I am about being blessed to see another month and begin a new month. Yeah, I'm excited about it, man. Hopefully, y'all are too, man. It's going to be a good month. Speaking it into existence right now, claiming it right now. You dig? Yeah, man. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. You already know what my first order of business is. Gotta hydrate my game, put some love in my body. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I see my ladies in the building. Shout out to y'all. The usual suspects, you dig? I see y'all. Yeah. Shout out to the fellas in attendance too. You know, I appreciate all of y'all. You know, I like to believe that I attract a good audience of people, you know. I know all of y'all done brushed your teeth this morning. I know all of y'all put some love in your body this morning. And I appreciate that, man. You know, that makes me feel good about what I do, man. Knowing that I attract people with this game who brush their teeth in the morning, make their bed in the morning, and put some love in their body in the morning. Cause you know, everybody ain't so fortunate, man. You know, some people probably got, well, not probably, some people definitely have audiences of people that they attract that don't do none of that when they get up in the morning, man. You know? So I appreciate y'all, man. Yeah, we gonna chop this game, man. Yeah, we gonna chop some game, not some gossip, man. I know y'all see everything that's going on with different individuals on the internet, and you want me to speak on it. But don't be distracted, man. It's a lot of distractions out there, man. It's a brand new month. Don't get caught up in the distractions. Focus on this game. Focus on positivity. Be intentional about positivity. Be intentional about growth. Be intentional about being progressive in life. Right? Got to be proactive when it comes to that, man, because distractions is everywhere from the moment you wake up. You know, and I do want to say shout out to Sharp, and I hope that Sharp don't allow himself to get too caught up in distractions, man, because what you got to understand is when you have good things going on in life and you got great potential to do great things and people see that, you know, as many of you have heard me say before, you got people whose sole purpose in life is to distract a great individual from being great. That's the only reason why they're here. That's the only reason why you know who they are and they know who you are, is to distract you from being great. And I can see that with Sharp. I see a lot of people trying to distract him from being great. And hopefully, you know, he does the Barry Sanders on a lot of that stuff. You know, I know certain things make for good content. But on the other hand, man, you don't need that type of stuff, man. You know, some people, the only thing they can do is create the type of content that's based on gossip, right? That's based on other people, what other people did wrong, what other people are being accused of, and so on and so forth, right? Some people can only make that kind of content work. Some people can only bring attention to themselves and get traction on their channel by creating that type of content, right? But then you have other people who have the potential to create what we call evergreen content, content that can be appreciated, years from now, right? That's not based on current events, that's not based on gossip, you know what I mean? That's not based on he said, she said, and, drama and controversy, stuff that people can appreciate. And even if it does have something to do with somebody else's story or somebody else's likeness or whatever the case may be, it's some game involved that you'll be able to benefit from and appreciate, years from now, decades from now, right? We all know people like that. We know, Sinful to P got that kind of content where you're going to be able to listen to him years from now and appreciate it and get some game from it. Kevin Samuels the same way. You know what I mean? Got that kind of content that even though they're gone, people are still going to benefit from their content, right? Because it wasn't just a bunch of gossip, right? And, those guys went through a lot of the same things while they were here, and even still while they gone. Ain't that something? They still got people talking bad about them. People won't even let those guys rest in peace, man. That's crazy. But when they were here, if you notice, they didn't really get into the nonsense. They stayed on their path. They stuck to their purpose, right? Which each of them had different purposes that they served to you guys, to us, to the people. But they didn't get caught up in the nonsense to where that became the gist of what their content was about, right? So yeah, man, we gonna focus on the game. We gonna do the Barry Sanders on the gossip. And like I said, man, blessings to Sharp and blessings to Smack and back on Fig and Fig Munity World and all that. Blessings to all of them, because at the end of the day, we all young black people, and I want to see young black people thrive. And they all got some beautiful things going on when it comes to this content shit. It's great. We got opportunities today that didn't exist, back in the day. So, and people are capitalizing from it. So, yeah, it's a good thing to see, man. So shout out to all of those guys. But back to this game that we never left, in the words of Sinful to P. Man, I figured we start this month off right, man, with some good game for the ladies, right? Because one thing I would love to see is for ladies to make the most of their time, make wise decisions, be smart about what they put in their lives and who they put in their lives. So yeah, let's talk about that. Matter of fact, let me put some more love in my body, man, because our pimp get a little parched sometimes after he brushes teeth. You dig? I need some more. Yeah, I need some more. Can't never. Some people say you can get too much love in your body. I say it ain't no such thing, man. People don't never say that about alcohol or soda or juice or anything like that. You could unalive yourself, man. You drink too much soda. You could unalive yourself. You drink too much juice. You could unalive yourself. You drink too much alcohol. They don't never say that, but they always want to say that about water. You could unalive yourself if you drink too much water. Come on, man, knock it off. Because I drink a whole lot of water, and I don't even drink nearly enough to unalive myself. So the average person who says something like that, they ain't even close. They ain't even in the ballpark to drink enough water to unalive themselves, you dig? But yeah, man. Man, I know it. Man, I know my eyes ain't deceiving me, man. I know I do not see 97 people in attendance, man, but only 53 of y'all who've wiped your feet off at the door. Come on, man, respect this game. It's the only thing a pimp asks. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Hit that like button. But yeah, man, I know a lot of ladies, right? A lot of times when you're young and you see somebody that you like, you take a liking to people, and a lot of times that liking is based on what you see, because like I say all the time, man, we speak with our appearance whether we are intentional about it or not, right? So that's usually the first form of communication between people is with their appearance. And a lot of times ladies see guys that they're attracted to, they lay their eyes on them, and you know they like what they see, as you should, right? But a lot of times we get so caught up in what we see as people, period, right? Not just ladies, but as people, period. A lot of times we get so caught up in what we see, and we like what we see to the point where we kind of disregard the things beyond what we see. And again, a lot of young ladies have that thing about themselves where, you young, you see a guy that you like what you see, and you like what you see to the point where you might disregard certain things and minimize certain things, right? But what you got to keep in mind is that when you're young, sometimes these decisions can be very crucial. These decisions can, affect your future long down the line if you're not careful, right? So you got to be careful about certain things. Now, of course, we all like to be involved with people that we're physically attracted to. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you gotta look beyond the superficial and see how official and beneficial things are beyond the superficial, right? Beyond just the appearance. So um you gotta be intentional about things, and you gotta understand what you want beyond just the physical, right? Because it's some good looking bums out there. It's some good looking lames out there. It's some good looking maniacs out there. It's some good looking deadbeats out there, just as well as there are some good looking catches out there, some good looking responsible ones out there, you know, some good looking, assets out there, right? Any of these things can look good at face value, right? So, what are some things that you should be thinking about beyond just the look? Because what I hate to see is a young lady get with a guy, right? And she was attracted to him. She liked what she saw, and then they had a conversation, and conversation went cool. Then they get involved with each other. She started digging on him, and then she started noticing little things, and she already done took a liking to him to a certain extent. So the little things that she sees, she kind of might like overlook and disregard. But sometimes them little things are signs of big things. You know what I mean? Like if you see a plant starting to sprout, you know that there's some roots to that plant, right? And if you dig deep and examine the roots, it'll tell you a whole lot about what you laying your eyes on the surface, right? So it's the same thing with people. And there's certain things that you're not going to do because it's not in your character to do. As a woman, there's certain things that you will do that are an expression of your character. And guys are no different, obviously, right? So, and it all depends on what type of woman you are and the things that you want out of life and you want for yourself, and what you want to bring to the table and what you want to offer, right? So, a big part of making wise decisions in the guys that you put in your life have to do with yourself. You being in tune with yourself as a woman, you understanding yourself as a woman, you understanding what you want and what you bring to the table, right? And one thing that leads a lot of women to make unwise decisions, along with just the appearance of a guy, his physical appearance, the appearance of how his situation might be, right? See, a lot of young ladies make mistakes when they see a guy and their main concern, their main interest in that guy is to make their life easy in some kind of way, to take a shortcut to a certain end, right? Like it might be, like for instance, right? In Hollywood, in LA, a lot of chicks make this kind of decision. Let's just give you an example, right? Hollywood is a place where a lot of people, make a lot of empty promises that sound good, taste good, look good, all of that, right? And, you might have a chick that's in Hollywood with ambitions to make it in Hollywood as an entertainer in some capacity. She might be a comedian. She might be a singer, rapper, actress, dancer, what have you, right? And she's wired for sound when it comes to that. Any opportunity that presents itself in regards to that, she's wide open for it, right? And she might not have felt that burn of being played yet. So, anybody that comes to her sounding good enough, she gonna go all in. She gonna trust them, right? But it's certain things you got to look for and be intentional about to avoid certain, pitfalls when it comes to stuff like that, right? So, a lot of chicks end up with the wrong people, doing the wrong things, subjecting themselves to the wrong things, just because somebody looked good and sounded good from the gate, right? So, and again, like I say, it has a lot to do with your intentions, right? If all you looking for is a big break, and you're not really concerned or mindful of how you get to that big break, anybody that kind of seems like they might get you to that big break quicker, you're gonna be open to that, right? And see, what you got to understand is that, like just speaking of that, right? Since we're talking about entertainment, but this really applies to everything, right? In the entertainment world, if you're a young lady in Hollywood, if you make yourself a force to be reckoned with, then the right opportunities are going to present themselves, right? And a part of making yourself a force to be reckoned with is more to it than just catching a big break, especially in today's times, right? The beautiful thing about today's times is that you can create a demand for yourself, especially with the advent of social media, YouTube, DSPs when it comes to music, DistroKid, TuneCore, all that type of stuff. It's just so much that you can do, right, to make yourself a force to be reckoned with, to where now, you can be more choosy when it comes to opportunities to present themselves. Because a lot of opportunity, when you make yourself a force to be reckoned with via putting in work, going hard, a lot of opportunities are going to present themselves, right? And then you can examine each opportunity and decide which one is best for you, right? So So yeah, in that case, you gonna make a better decision because you're not being lazy about what you're doing. Now, on the other hand, you have people who might be talented at whatever it is that they do, but they don't really have a strong work ethic. They just been blessed with a talent, right? They might be gifted when it comes to certain abilities, right? And they may not have had to work hard when it comes to that gift, right? They just, whenever they sing or whenever they dance or whenever they rap or whenever they act or whenever they tell a joke or whatever it is that they do, that gift just shines through. But they might not have a strong work ethic, right? And it that's more of a reactive type of individual as opposed to a proactive individual. That person, that young lady that's going hard and making herself a force to be reckoned with and putting in a lot of work, that's somebody that's proactive. But the chick that's just gifted and she gets a lot of attention based on that, she might be more reactive. She's sitting back waiting for somebody to do something for her. And a lot of times when you have that approach to things, you in a lot of cases you're gonna stand to fall for a lot of bullshit, right? So that's just an example of what goes on in Hollywood. But just in the same thing happens to athletes, you know what I mean? All across the board. And so just as a normal woman, right? If you the type of woman who is lazy, or you do just enough to get by, and you barely can take care of yourself, and it's not because you don't have the opportunity or the wherewithal to go hard and make great things happen for yourself, but you might just be the type who doesn't really have a strong work ethic, and you do just enough to get by, right? You pay your bills on time sometimes, but a lot of times you might pay your bills late because you just make barely enough because your work ethic ain't really what it should be, right? So when you that type of young lady, any guy that comes across, that looks like they might be able to, provide you with a shortcut, and they good looking, you physically attracted to him, and he might be generous, or whatever the case may be, or it might not even be that he's generous. You just see that he look like he got it going on, right? Because you're not the type to provide certain things for yourself, and you hope and expect for him to provide certain things for you. You open yourself up to a lot of potential things that can go wrong or right, but you standing for less. And as you know, when I say all the time, when you stand for less, you can fall for more, right? So you meet a guy, he's attractive, he looked like he got it going on financially, you know what I mean? And at the same time, like a lot of dudes do, he might be hitting you with a whole bunch of promises as to things that he could do for you and things like that. And by the appearance of things, it looked like, he might be the type to follow through with these promises that he's making to you, right? But then you start to notice certain things as y'all get involved. And again, like I said, because the appearance of things, you might sweep certain things under the rug, right? But like I said, those small things can sometimes be a sign of big things that could be a problem, right? It might be, it might be party favors. It might be, drugs and things like that. He might tell you to pop a pill with him. And you thinking like, what's the harm in popping one pill with him? That ain't gonna do nothing. He seemed like a nice guy. He seemed like he got himself together. He seemed responsible. He seemed like he doing his thing. He looked clean and all that type of stuff. So, what's the harm in popping a pill with him? But, You know, and I know some of y'all is thinking to yourselves like, I would never do nothing like that. You know, it's easy to say when you're not in the moment, but when you in the moment and things feel good, and especially when you aroused physically by this guy, and he pop a pill, and he seems to feel a certain type of way based on the effects of the pill. You know, you're gonna want to get on his level 9 times out of 10, right? Even though that ain't really your thing. But again, when you're young and, you know, you haven't been stung by trusting the wrong individuals, you know, you don't see the potential damage that can be done. You don't have that foresight. You can't see what lies in wait for you just by making this one bad decision. You know, you ain't much of a chess player with life. You can't see how this one bad decision is going to affect 10 bad decisions down the line, and so on and so forth, right? So, and I'm saying this because it's a lot of young ladies right now who met a guy this same type of way. They met a guy, they weren't very intentional about life and what they had going on and so on and so forth. They met a guy, he looked good, he seemed like he had it going on, and then he introduced her to a drug, and now she ain't even involved with that guy no more, but she still got what he introduced her to, which is that drug. Now that one time then turned into a habit, right? She developed a habit through this guy, and now they not involved with each other no more. And you got a lot of young chicks whose story is that, you know, she got a powder habit because this guy introduced it to her. She got a pill habit because this guy introduced it to her. You know, she got a fentanyl habit because this guy introduced it to her. Right? So, again, what helps you to make better decisions is when you proactive about life. And again, like I say, a big part of being proactive about life is being in tune with yourself, knowing yourself as a woman, right? You know, taking time to take inventory of yourself, learning yourself. And when you understand yourself better, you have a better idea of the things that you want to do with your life and what you want out of life, right? And when you understand yourself and understand what you want to do with your life and what you want from life, you know, just like you have a clear indication of what it's going to take to get you there, you have a clear indication of what to avoid and what can potentially stop you from getting there, right? You know, so if and this is why, you know, again, you know, as parents, it's good to talk to your children because, you know, you can give them a major head start on things so that when they encounter certain things in life, you know, they have a better handle on it because of, you know, what was told to them and what was taught to them, you know, before they became adults, right? You know, so yeah, you know, if you're intentional about life and you come across one of these type of guys, you know, and, you know, you might be, again, you might be talented, or, you know, you might be a student in college, you know, or you just might have great potential in some capacity, and you understand that about yourself, and you know where you want to go, you know what you want to do with your life, whatever that may be, right? Even ladies in the game, you know, whether you a dancer at a club, or, you know, you down and around outside, or you doing OnlyFans, you know, whatever the case may be, right? You know what you want. You intentional about what you want. And you know what it's going to take to get you there, right? And that being the case, you know, you understand that certain decisions is going to hold you back, right? So you might meet a guy, again, he looked like he got it going on. You know, he looked good. You physically attracted to him, right? and that same opportunity presents itself to you, right? Y'all chilling with each other. He might want you to, get high with him in some kind of way, whether it's with the powder, the pills, or something else, right? As I say all the time, the smallest gesture speaks volumes about the character of an individual. And that small gesture speaks volumes about how that individual doesn't care for themselves or care about you, right? And see, what you got to understand, again, this is another instance of, somebody being put in your life just to distract you from being great. Just like I was talking about just a minute ago with different guys, in this YouTube space. The same thing applies to you as a young lady, right? Some people are put in your life just to distract you from being great. And that's one of the greatest ways that a lot of young ladies end up being distracted from their greatness is by, that monkey being put on their back. Because this is one thing a lot of guys understand about you as a lady, right? And this is what you got to understand about yourself as a woman. Sensationalism, chasing sensations, chasing good feelings, right? This is what a lot of guys understand about chicks, right? So a lot of times guys who just want to get in your pants, which unfortunately is going to be a lot of guys, you rarely going to meet guys out there that want to build with you, that, like I say all the time, want to touch you in areas beyond just your physical body. They want to touch you physically. They want to touch you mentally as well. They want to touch you spiritually as well. They want to touch you emotionally, responsibly emotionally, right? Those type of guys are available, but, they're the minority. So the majority of guys just want to touch you physically and nothing beyond that, right? They don't even care or think about anything beyond that, right? And they understand that if they get you in the right emotional state, if they get you feeling good a certain type of way, they stand a higher likelihood of getting what they want. And a lot of guys use drugs and alcohol to get what they want, right? And what you don't understand, and what they might not even understand themselves, is that their only purpose for being in your life is to distract you from being great, right? It's a lot of young ladies out there that have the potential to be great in so many different capacities, but they got drugs and alcohol holding them back, right? That's the only thing standing between them and their greatness. But it's a big thing. That one thing is a big thing standing between them and their greatness, right? So if you understand this going in, then it'll help you to avoid even getting to that point, right? Like I say, when you stand for less, you fall for more. So when you stand for more, you fall for less. So when you stand for health, it's okay to stand for, somebody that you physically attracted to and somebody who look like they got it going on. But just as well as that, stand for health, right? Stand for physical health as well as mental health, emotional health, but we're going to get into all of that as well. But that physical health is a big one, right? And, with the drugs, not only does it affect your physical health, but it affects your mental health as well, your emotional health, and then, see, when you understand the damage that can be done through certain things, it'll make you more inclined to avoid the shit, right? It's pros and cons to it. The pro is feeling good, right? When you do drugs, they make you feel good, right? Certain drugs get you aroused on an intimate level. Certain drugs just make you feel like you in Wonderland. You know, all different drugs have different effects to them that put you in a euphoric state, right? Oh shit, excuse me. Just knocked my plug out the wall. Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. You know, when you thinking about doing drugs, when you thinking about getting drunk or getting high, the only thing on your mind is the good to it. The only thing on your mind are the pros, which is feeling good. But when drugs are presented to you, if you were to think about the cons at the same time that you're thinking about the pros, right? You be less inclined to indulge. And a lot of people don't think about that, right? Because especially for young people, when you haven't been through certain things, you don't think about how it can harm you. You only think about how it's going to help you. You don't think about the damage that can be done. You don't think about how this one time, if you get high this one time off of this one drug, what it can lead to. You don't really think about that. But if you think about, especially the fentanyl, right? Because the fentanyl, that's like one of the most popular drugs out there right now. A lot of drugs are, tainted with fentanyl, and a lot of people don't even understand that that's the case. So man, that's one of the most prevalent drugs out there right now, right? And it's a lot of beautiful young ladies out there that have that fentanyl monkey on their back, and they were introduced to it by a guy that they were intimately involved with, right? That's how they got to it. And if they understood the potential of where they were going to go after that first time, 9 times out of 10 they wouldn't even done it. They would have understood that it ain't worth the risk, because unfortunately here in my state where I live, Arizona, right, the fentanyl is is crazy, especially in Phoenix. When you ride around Phoenix, Mesa as well, when you ride around Mesa, it's just all over the place, right? And it's not specific to certain ethnicities. It's not specific to certain communities. It's not specific to only people in poverty. All different kinds of people, and especially young ladies, all different kinds of young ladies from all different communities and all walks of life have this problem now. And a lot of them got there through some guy that they was involved with, right? And then they introduce it to another guy that they get involved with down the line, and so on and so forth, right? But, if they understood what it was going to do to their lives, right, they 9 times out of 10 wouldn't have done it. But a lot of people don't think about that when it's put in their face. So they end up getting involved, and they think, oh, it's nothing. You know what I mean? It's crazy, right? I remember it was this little young chick that I used to see around, and she used to be down doing her thing, right? And I remember before she started messing with the fentanyl, beautiful young lady, she looked like Zendaya. Just picture I'm talking about, this girl looked like she could be twins with Zendaya, right? Just picture Zendaya down and around on the blade doing her thing, right? I'm talking about long, beautiful hair like Zendaya. Just they look like they could be sisters for real. And this chick, I remember when she used to be down and around doing her thing, and she wasn't messing with that stuff, right? Then I remember when she first started messing with it, and I seen the progression of it. I seen it start to get bad, and I was talking to her one time, and she was looking at this other young lady that was out there, and the young lady was deeper into her addiction than she was. The young lady, was looking real bad. And this was somebody that wasn't too much older than her. But she was looking real bad, like her body, her face, everything was just messed up. And she was like talking bad about the girl. I said, if you don't be careful, you going to be looking like that your damn self real soon. I'll never look like that. Wooty wooty whoop. Next thing you know, 6 months down the line, they looking a lot like each other. You dig? So, it's something that's running rampant, and like I said, a lot of people don't think about a lot of young ladies in particular when they get involved with guys and this gets presented to them. They don't think about the cons of it. The damage that can be done. Right? See, one thing about that fentanyl, in my mind, it's the worst drug that ever existed. And, it's a certain type of hopelessness that comes with that addiction, to the point where it make people just not care about anything. They don't care about eating. They don't care about shelter. They don't care about clothing. They don't care about health. They don't care about family. Children if they got them. Parents, siblings if they got them. They don't care about nothing. And, along with that, they just end up in the streets not doing nothing but chasing that high. And then to make matters worse, the drug is like the cheapest drug out there, right? With a couple of dollars, literally, you could do your thing. And they get to a point where that's all they care about, right? And it all started with one night hanging out with this guy, and next thing you know, they there, right? So this is why, like I said, it's imperative to get in tune with yourself, because as a young woman, if you know yourself and you understand yourself, you understand your value as a woman, you appreciate yourself and what you've been blessed with, and you know what you want to do with your life, you won't be subject to these kind of things, right? You'll guard yourself from these kind of things, right? And you won't even be interested in the types of guys that might be involved in that. And you'll have a more keen eye for those types of guys and how to avoid them, right? Right? Because when you're intentional about stuff like that, that's just like me as a man, right? Because I'm so intentional about myself and my life and what I want out of life and where I want to go and the things that I want to do and who I want to be a blessing to, and just so many positive things and intentions that I have for myself and my life, right? It's a lot of young ladies out there that are physically attractive, but I can easily and quickly see the things that they have about themselves that I don't want in my life. And so from there I can avoid them, right? Because, while you do have the just speaking about drugs, right, and drug addicts, while you do have the drug addicts out there that they just look messed up, they on the streets, not taking care of themselves, you got some out there that that are well put together, that at first glance you would never know they had this problem if you don't know what to look for, right? To the untrained eye, mind, and ear, yeah, some people out there that'll fool you if you don't know what to look for. So, but again, because of how I have myself in order, I'm able to spot certain things in a woman, no matter what her presentation looks like, no matter what she got going on, no matter how good she talking, no matter how good she looks. It's just certain things that I'm going to be able to spot, right? Because I stand for more, so I stand for it all, so I'm not going to fall for none of that. So, it has to be the same way for you as a woman, right? Again, it's a fine line because, you don't want to be the type to judge a book by its cover. So it's deeper than just somebody who might have their stuff together and look good, because you got people that might be average looking that got them same kind of issues too. But on the same token, you got people that got their stuff together, that look good, that might be the best choice for you. And you got people that are average that might be the best choice for you. See, this is something that we need to get into as well, right? The internet has this kind of effect where it makes everybody feel, well, not everybody, it makes a lot of people feel superior in ways that they shouldn't, right? The internet has a way of making some people feel more important in areas that they're not as important as they think they are. It makes people think that they're more powerful than they actually are. And it makes people feel entitled to things that they shouldn't feel entitled to, right? So this is something that a lot of young ladies have an issue with right now, right? Take a young lady. She creates a social media account. 9 times out of 10, what's going to happen is she's going to have a lot of attention from guys, right? And a lot of young ladies make the mistake of all of these guys getting at them. They make the mistake of using that to think that they're entitled to things that they shouldn't be entitled to, right? And it doesn't mean that you shouldn't feel like you deserve certain things, but certain things you shouldn't feel like you deserve. Right? And when you get on social media and you have these, grifters, as they call them, and they make you think that you're supposed to be a boss and you're not supposed to work for nobody, and all these beautiful things, you're supposed to be a superstar and all this stuff, right? What a lot of them people don't tell you is that that's not meant for everybody, right? And then beyond that, it's okay to be a normal individual. As a woman, as long as you're a lady, as long as you're classy, as long as you're in tune with your femininity, as long as you understand your value, right? And I'm not talking about your situation or what you have going on surrounding yourself, but your value from the inside out, the core of who you are, which doesn't change in spite of what your circumstance is, right? That value, your internal value. As long as you understand these things about yourself as a woman, it don't matter if you work at Walmart. It don't matter if you work for a corporation, a Fortune 500 company. It don't matter if you do hair out of your kitchen, right? Don't none of that stuff matter. None of that stuff determines who you are as a woman, right? And it's okay to be that way. It's okay to be normal. It's okay to not be a superstar. It's okay to not be the Queen of England, right? It's okay to work for somebody. It's okay to be a worker. And, social media has this thing about it where, it makes a lot of people feel like they too good to work, to be somebody's employee. They too good to, be with a guy who's somebody's employee, who is a worker, right? You have people out there. Like, let me see if I can find something. Something just came to mind. This is a perfect illustration of what I'm talking about, right? Let me see if I can find this. Let me see. I think I might have found it. Hold on. Okay, I think I found it. Hold on. Show y'all what I'm talking about. Okay, now this is B. Simone. And, she's somebody that's relatively popular on the internet. And I'm not sure, but I guess she's, doing well for herself financially. And, this is her saying that, she can't be with a guy that works a 9 to 5 and her reasons why. Let's check it out.
No. Damn, B. Simone.
The Wild 'N Out star made the startling statement while chatting with Nick Cannon on his morning radio show.
He can't have a 9 to 5.
What? Why not? You don't want him to have an honest job?
I mean, he could be a hustling entrepreneur.
So you want him to be you want CEO status?
Yes.
Okay, he can't
so
like he can't clock in and clock out.
No.
Her rationale? Only a business owner will understand her lifestyle. Cannon tried to reason with her. However, B was undeterred.
There's people who have really good jobs with vocational skills. If he's a mechanic.
I'm sure, but no, you're not going to understand my lifestyle. You're not going to understand why I'm up at 3 a.m.
Damn, you're making this hard for me. Okay, all right.
He has to be an entrepreneur.
A business owner.
Of course, Twitter lit her up. While Simone has every right to be selective in her love life, her logic is a bit off. And fans also thought she was being a bit hypocritical. Today, she's saying that men with traditional jobs don't have a shot at being with her. But just a few short years ago, she was homeless and living in her car. Is her elitism showing? Or is she just setting her standards high? Let us know in the comment section below. For Hip Hollywood.
Yeah, so as you can imagine, this is problematic, right? And this is a problem that a lot of people have, right? This is, and it's not just her. It's not just people like her. This is just something that goes on with the internet. This is something that just happens with a lot of, when you allow yourself to be influenced by a lot of bad things, unhealthy things, right? So she don't even understand. First of all, there are guys who work a quote unquote 9 to 5 that are far more well off than she will ever be. Ever be. There's people who are not entrepreneurs, who are not business owners, who work a 9 to 5 that are far better off than she will ever be. Right? Hold on a second. Let me see something. Let me see. Hold on. Bam, bam. do something real quick. Okay. Hold on. Y'all know me. I like to look stuff up. Let's see. Let's just see. Wealthy 9 to workers. Oop. I put workers. Not workers, workers. Let's see. I'm trying to find some wealthy 9 to 5 workers. You absolutely can be wealthy as a 9 to 5 employee. I'm trying to find some examples of 9 to 5 workers who are wealthy. They're talking about ways to become wealthy as a 9 to 5 worker, but I'm trying to find actual switch it up a little bit. Let's see. Let me see. Switch the search up a little bit. The richest 9 to 5 employee ever is kind of a weirdo. Okay, well, we're going to disregard the weirdo part. Let's see what
Steve Ballmer, currently worth over $90 billion, is the richest person ever to have made his fortune from a job. Where almost all other billionaires got their fortunes from investments, inheritances, divorce, or starting their own companies, Ballmer got there taking over Bill Gates to be CEO of Microsoft between 2000 and 2014. Ballmer was an old-school businessman, which was arguably what the growing tech company needed at the time. During his tenure, Ballmer tripled the company's sales and doubled their profits by focusing on big-ticket products for businesses.
Okay, yeah, I'm familiar with Stephen Ballmer. I didn't think about that. The fact that he, doesn't, or at least how he became wealthy was just as a 9 to 5 worker. Right now, I would imagine Stephen Ballmer has, different investments and businesses and things like that. But basically he acquired his wealth as a 9 to 5 worker. His 9 to 5 is what made him wealthy. Right? Because obviously he doesn't own Microsoft. But he was the CEO of Microsoft, as you saw here, from 2000 to 2014. So here we have it. We have an example of somebody, of course he's a rare example, but according to B. Simone's logic, let's get an image of Stephen Ballmer. Hold on. I don't know. I'm trying to remember how he spells his name. How the dude spell his name? I'm spelling this shit wrong.
Steve Ballmer, currently worth...
Okay, there we go. So according to B. Simone's logic, right? This dude right here who is worth 90 billion, or at least he was at the time when he was the 9 to 5 worker at Microsoft, he don't qualify. He don't make the cut because he work a 9 to 5. Right? And then she went on to say that he a guy that works a 9 to 5, he won't understand her lifestyle, why she has to get up at 3 a.m. and all this different type of stuff, right? Basically, he won't understand her work ethic, I guess, is what she was trying to say. But she said her lifestyle, and the example that she gave about her lifestyle was her getting up at odd hours of the night, I guess in order to hustle and work, because she's a quote-unquote entrepreneur and a hustler, right? But I would imagine somebody who's worth $90 billion had to put in a disgusting amount of work, right? Like the type of work that would make the average person sick. I would imagine that in order for you to be worth $90 billion, you got to put in some work. You can't be no lazy individual acquiring that kind of wealth, especially as a 9 to 5 worker. See, he's not the owner of the company, right? He works for the company. You know, now somebody who's an owner or an investor, you still gonna have to put in a lot of work even in that capacity. But, you know, I would imagine that a 9 to 5 worker is putting in, you know, a whole lot of work. So it's just crazy to think that somebody who's worth $90 billion, according to what she's saying, if you listen to what she said, let's listen to her again.
Made the startling statement while chatting with Nick Cannon on his morning radio show.
He can't have a 9 to 5.
What? Why not? You don't want him to have an honest job?
I mean, he could be a hustling entrepreneur.
So you want him to be you want CEO status?
Yes.
Okay, he can't
So
like
he can't be,
clock
like,
in and clock out.
No.
Her rationale.
You know, and see, this is the thing, right? And it don't even have to be somebody as wealthy as this individual, Steve Ballmer, that's worth 90 million, right? Or 90 billion, excuse me. Let me put some respect on his name, 90 billion. You know, there's guys out there that may not be the richest guys financially, but might be the best guy for you. You know, see, this is a mistake that a lot of people make, right? And, you know, it's a problem with this because she's influential, right? And I'm pretty sure that when she made this statement, she influenced a lot of other young ladies who are endeavoring to go down the same path that she went down. You know, she's influencing them to think the same way. But it's a problem with that because you got a lot of quote unquote hustlers and entrepreneurs that might be lames and busters, right? Just like you have 9 to 5 workers that might be lames and busters. But on the same token, just like you have hustlers and entrepreneurs that might be the best choice for you, you have 9 to 5 workers that might be the best choice for you. See, because somebody might be a quote unquote hustler or an entrepreneur, that doesn't speak everything about the type of character that they have, right? How they treat the woman in their life, how they view the woman in their life. You know, there's so many questions that go unanswered when you just focus on how somebody gets money, basically, right? And how much money somebody might have, you know, and that's the problem in what she's saying, right? She didn't say anything about wanting a gentleman. And I'm pretty sure if you ask her certain questions, she gonna get a politically correct answers. But this just goes to show you what her intentions are and what she feels entitled to, right? And see, what I want people to understand, especially young ladies, what I want you to understand is that it's okay to be normal. It's okay to be involved with somebody that's normal, right? You know, it's just crazy to think that, you know, and then, nah, I ain't gonna even go there. I was gonna start to go in, man. It's too early for that. I ain't even gonna go in, man. I'm gonna be nice, man. It's a new month. we starting this new month off good. We starting this new month off with positivity. You know what I mean? I'm gonna spare her on this one. I could go in, I could get to roasting, but I'm gonna spare the young lady on this one, man. She's all right. But blessings to her though. Okay, man. I see y'all got the likes, looking good. But if you have not wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain, please do so now. Hit that like button. Hydrate my game one more time. See, what you got to keep in mind as a young lady when you are thinking about getting involved with a guy, a key thing to know about a guy is what his value system is, what's important to him. And you know what's funny? A lot of guys, if you ask them that simple question, what's important to you? A lot of guys are going to give you like probably a politically correct answer. And they probably ain't going to give it much thought. And they've probably never given it much thought before being asked the question by you. But whatever their answer is, it's going to tell you a whole lot about whether or not you should be involved with that individual. Because you got guys that they might be, well off financially, but if you ask them about their value system, it'll tell you a whole lot about, how they might be in regards to you, how they might treat you. What they might want from you, what they might have to offer you besides just them being financially set, right? Finding out what's important to somebody is going to tell you a whole lot about that individual, right? Some guys might say that, living a luxurious lifestyle is the most important thing to them. But that doesn't mean that they going to be good to you. Because if living a luxurious lifestyle is the most important thing to them, then, what about their parents? What about that man's parents? What about his siblings if he has them? What about his kids if he has them? What about past, ladies that he's been involved with prior to you? How did those relationships go? What was the longest relationship that he was in? And, how did that relationship go? What kind of connection did him and that young lady have with each other? Right? That'll tell you a whole lot. Some people might say that their work is the most important thing to them. Their career or whatever it is, their business, their job, whatever it is, that might be the most important thing to them. Right? So finding out what's important to a guy is going to tell you a whole lot about, how the relationship could potentially go with him. And, some people might lie about what's important to them because their actions are going to tell you what's most important to them, right? How they go about their day is going to say a whole lot about what's most important to them. If you spend a day with them, if you're that interested in them, and you get to that point and you just spend the day with him, or just see how, he goes about his day, that's going to tell you a whole lot. Some guys are engulfed in social media, and the type of things on social media that they're engulfed in is drama and gossip and negativity. That's going to tell you a whole lot about how your involvement with that man is going to be. They might tell you, this is important to me, that's important to me, the third is important to me. But when you kick it with them and you see how they spend their time, that's going to tell you a whole lot. Some guys might spend the entire day playing video games. The entire day. They spend more time playing video games than they do at their 9 to 5. And even while, depending on what kind of job they got, while they on the job, they might be playing video games on their phone. Then they get home and they on the Xbox all day, or they on the PS5 all day. That's going to tell you a whole lot about what type of individual that you get involved with. And see, if you're the same kind of person, see, that's what you got to understand too. That's okay. If he's the type of person that's engulfed in social media and you're that way too, y'all might be the best fit for each other. If both of y'all are wrapped up in what's going on with Puffy and Cassie at the time, or both of y'all is wrapped up in, what this celebrity is going through, what this person did to that person. If both of y'all that, them gossipy type of individuals, then y'all might be the best ones for each other. Or if you a gamer like he's a gamer, you spend all your time playing video games just like him. Y'all might be the best people for each other, right? And that's okay. It's nothing wrong with that. But, finding out what's most important to a man is going to tell you a whole lot about what's in store for y'all. And just like you want to find out what's most important to him, you need to know what's most important to you. You got to understand about yourself as a woman, right? And listen, so we're going to get off into, something else beyond just significant others for females, right? Because just like a lot of ladies make bad decisions in the men that they get involved with, a lot of ladies make 10 times, 1,000 times, 100,000 times, 1,000,000 times worse decisions in who they choose to be friends with. Boy, a lot of y'all ladies got homegirls, girlfriends, whatever you want to call them, that are just detrimental to your life. And you just can't let them go. For real. Some of y'all chicks are friends with chicks that, like, why are you even friends with this chick? You know what I mean? And see, just like I talked about, a lot of young ladies get involved in drugs because of the guy that they was involved with. Man, it's a lot of young ladies out there that now have a drug habit, and they were introduced to that drug by their homegirl, by this chick that they call their best friend. They ride or die. The chick that they'll do anything for, and they think will do anything for them. They got introduced to that bullshit by this friend. So it's imperative to choose your friends wisely, right? And I think on the real, it's easier, as I just reflect on, people that I know and what I've seen throughout my life, I believe that it is easier for a woman to become friends with the wrong type of young lady than it is. It's easier to do that than to get into a relationship with the wrong man. You know, because women have a tendency to trust each other quicker than they will a man. And that's understandable. It makes sense. Right? But man, some of the chicks that y'all be trusting just are not cool. And listen, I got to speak on this as well. You know, now this is something that happens in the game, you know, in the lifestyle of pimping and 304, right? We'll just talk about 304s. This is something that happens with a lot of chicks in the game. But it's not exclusive to chicks in the game. And, you know, you have instances where square chicks go through the same thing. But a lot of chicks meet chicks on social media. And you become cool with different chicks on social media. And you become so cool with different chicks on social media that y'all want to link up with each other. And right, like Sylvia say, women be trauma bonding. It'd be a lot of that going on too. But y'all be meeting each other on social media, then y'all link up with each other, y'all end up in the same town, or y'all will go meet each other in a certain town halfway. You know, chicks in the game do it all the time to go trap with each other, go make money together, all this type of stuff. And 9 times out of 10, that shit go bad. You know, y'all will act like y'all best friends on the internet. Then when you meet each other, you get around each other, y'all will, you know, still be acting like you best friends to a certain extent for a certain period of time. And then next thing you know, y'all have a fallout. It's all over social media. Y'all can't stand each other now. Y'all exposing each other, talking bad about each other, lying on each other, just all kind of just unnecessary drama, right? And meeting somebody on the internet and becoming friends with somebody on the internet is not the problem, right? That just has a lot to do with a lot of chicks making the wrong decisions and being friends with somebody. They do it through the internet. But the internet itself ain't the problem, right? You know, a lot of chicks are so busy trying to be friends with somebody else, they ain't learned how to be their own friend. You know, it's good, it's imperative, it's a beautiful thing to enjoy your own company. And I don't mean, you know, I don't want you to get it twisted. I don't mean, you know, being antisocial. Because you got a lot of chicks like that too. I like being by myself. No, you don't. That's a lie. You've convinced yourself of this lie, but nobody likes being by themselves. Right? You have just been around some of the wrong people, and you probably developed trust issues, and you know, for whatever reason, you don't like being around people, so you think you've convinced yourself that you like being alone, but don't nobody like being alone, and it's not healthy to isolate yourself for, you know, extended periods of time. It's not cool, right? Because if you like being alone, shit, have a conversation with somebody who's been in prison in solitary confinement for years at a time, being in the cell by themselves for years at a time. You know, ask them people how badly they would love to just shake somebody else's hand, give somebody a hug. smell somebody else's perfume or cologne up close and personal, right? Don't nobody want to be alone. You might have convinced yourself of that, but that's bullshit. So that's not what I'm talking about when I say, you need to learn how to enjoy your own company and be your own friend. I'm just talking about getting into a love affair with yourself, learning yourself, understanding yourself, being in tune with yourself, because when you do that, you're not going to make it so easy for the wrong people to get up close and personal with you, right? So when you in tune with yourself and you are in a love affair with yourself as a woman, and you value yourself and you appreciate yourself and you your own best friend, when it comes time to become friends with other people or involve yourself with other people, you know certain things, and see, that's the thing about social media that's so beautiful. That's what I be tripping on when chicks become when chicks meet each other on social media and then they link up with each other and they end up falling out with each other. It's hilarious to me because y'all expose everything about yourselves on social media. So how do you make the mistake of getting around each other and then all of a sudden you surprised by who this individual is? See, a lot of chicks be caught up in the fact that somebody look cute. Ooh, I like the way she do her hair. I like the music that she be listening to. I like the way she dress. She think like me. That's my long lost twin. All this old type of bullshit. But if you pay attention, if you just take time to observe and look beyond all of that, women especially, they gonna tell you a whole lot about who they are. And just like the wrong ones is gonna tell you all the wrong things about themselves that you need to avoid, the right ones are gonna tell you all the right things about themselves that, it can be beneficial to get involved with. For real. And then it be see, this is what's funny about the game, right? Like see, so a lot of y'all that's in here watching, and some of y'all who might watch later on, y'all know what I'm talking about. But there's certain chicks we just gonna talk about Instagram for a minute, right? We're gonna talk about Instagram, and we're gonna talk about chicks who make bad decision after bad decision, and then the chicks on the other end who make bad decision after bad decision, with this common denominator of bad decisions in a female, right? Man, it's a chick, right, on social media. She is an attractive young lady. A lot of people find her attractive. Pretty girl. A little light-skinned thing. From Louisiana, man. Some of y'all know who I'm talking about. Pretty little light-skinned girl from Louisiana. Self-proclaimed 304. Bless her heart. I wish this young lady the best. I ain't gonna call her name because I don't want her to think that I'm picking on her, and I don't want others to think I'm picking on her and trying to ostracize her. But if you know, you know. And I know some of y'all that's watching, y'all know who I'm talking about, right? But this young lady, she been, lingering in the game for some years now. Still very young. I want to say she's probably in her mid-20s. And she's had a lot of instances where she'll meet another young lady in the game on Instagram. They'll become cool with each other on Instagram. Then they'll link up with each other and go on a what I call a punkscapade with each other, a renegade-scapade with each other, right? And, you know, they call themselves going to trap with each other and things like that, and they end up falling out. They might start off being cool with each other when they get around each other, and it ends bad. And let me see. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's at least 5 instances that I could just think of. Oh, yeah. 6. There's at least 6 instances with this one chick who I'm talking about, right? Where she met somebody on the internet, became cool with that chick, met up with that chick, started hanging out with that chick, and then fell out with that chick, right? This one chick, I've seen her do this with at least 6 different individuals that I just thought of off the top of, no, 7. As I keep thinking, more different chicks keep coming to mind. Yeah, 7. We had 7 so far. And this is just what I'm thinking of off the top of my head. I'm not even giving it no hell of a deep thought, right? But 7 different times where she's met up with somebody that she met off of Instagram, became cool with that chick, and then they end up falling out. And the fallout is all over social media. They disrespecting each other online. They talking about each other online. They lying on each other online. And all this different stuff, right? Let me see. Okay. But yeah. So again, this chick, she's had this problem at least 7 times that just come to mind off the top of my head. And the other people who she's had these problems with have seen the ones before themselves who she had this problem with. And that's what's so crazy, right? And it's a trip because the things that bring these chicks together just be crazy, right? So something that they all have in common with each other. When it comes to this lifestyle, you know, the ideal way to go about this lifestyle is with a particular man in your life. So one thing that all of these chicks did, this one common denominator chick and the rest of these chicks, one thing that they all have in common is that they all anti-ism, right? Some of them, the common denominator one, as well as some of the others, will try to portray themselves as though they are interested in ism, but you know, all of them had the same thing in common. Ain't none of them interested in no real ism, right? And to be fair to them, they probably don't even know what realism is. But you can just say they kind of like anti-man to a certain extent. Not even just anti-ism, just anti-man. Not anti-male, because they'll go get with some males. But anti-man and anti-ism, right? So the thing about that is when you involved in the game and you anti-ism, you know, a lot of chicks go out of their way. They go above and beyond to do things simply in spite of the ism. Do things just to be able to say, I made this happen. I got over here. I made it this far. I did this by myself without the ism. I didn't need no folks. I was able to make this happen by myself, right? This is what a lot of chicks' intentions are, right? And these type of chicks love linking up with each other just under that energy. You know, oh, she anti, just like I'm anti. Oh man, we can link, and she fine just like I'm fine. We both pretty. You know, we could link up with each other and we could do this and we can do that. Right? Or some of them, you know, have a boyfriend that they think is some ism, but ain't really no ism. And they'll still go link up with this girl. And there's been times where she might have a boyfriend that she thinks is the ism, but ain't really no ism. But she'll still go link up with these other people, right? But, you know, they always come around each other and it ends up being chaotic. One of the main problems, there's a recurring theme in all these situations, is that, you know, it's a heavy presence of drugs and alcohol. The drugs and the alcohol is always a part of the situation. Because the common denominator chick, she's heavy into the drugs and the alcohol, and naturally the other ones who she gets involved with are heavy into the drugs and alcohol in most cases, right? So that's an issue. So they doing things in spite of the ism, just to say that they did it without the ism. And then also, you know, it's a heavy presence of drugs and alcohol. Right. And then you have to think about, like, the common denominator chick. Why does she keep ending up in these situations? Why does she keep trying to be friends with people off the internet that she doesn't know? One thing about all of these chicks, as I think about it, let me see. Yeah, all of them have that in common. They all some pretty girls, right? They are all what most men would find to be attractive, right? So they trust in each other just based on that. You know, she's pretty, I'm pretty. She like to do these drugs. I like to do these drugs. Oh, I seen her drinking Casa Fricos. That's what they call the shit. I seen her drinking Casa Fricos on her story, and, you know, Casa Fricos, that's my favorite drink too. You know, so they come together based on that. And it always ends bad. Like, for instance, right? There was one time with one of these chicks that the common denominator chick got with. They went to a house where it was something like a party. It was several girls there, several guys there. And I kind of want to say, I'm not 100% sure, but I kind of want to say it was like a OnlyFans type of situation where they was partying, but they was doing quote unquote content at the same time. And, you know, the common denominator chick went there with this other chick that she met on the internet, who they didn't really know each other before the internet. They met on the internet, became cool. They go to this house where, you know, thanks to Puff, you know, we got a new term for it. It's a freak off going on, right? So they having this freak off at this house. The common denominator's friend ends up in a bedroom with these two guys. She's intoxicated out of her mind. She barely understands what's going on, but she's consensual. She's with it. She's letting it go down, and she's making it go down all at the same time. So they go in the room. Other people go in the room to see what the common denominator girl. She opens the door, looks in the room, the friend that she came there with, you know, she doing her thing with these two guys. She got one guy on one end, she got the other guy on the other end. And, you know, it looked like she's enjoying herself. So the common denominator chick, she closed the door, going about her business. Next thing you know, they all on the internet. The friend that was in the room with the two guys is making it like, you know, she wasn't with it. And the common denominator chick led her into a trap, basically, and all this bullshit, right? So what I want you to understand is that, like, there's so many things that played into this. One, the drugs and alcohol, right? I know they make you feel good. That's the one pro to it. But there's so many cons that come along with the bullshit, right? So that, and then, you know, they thirsty for friends on the internet because they not their own friend and they don't know how to be anybody's friend. But they even though they haven't learned how to be anybody's friend, they desperate to be friends with each other off the internet. So that's a problem. And again, because they are involved in the game, you know, they breaking their neck to prove that they can make things happen without the ism. Right? So this is just one situation with this common denominator chick. Another situation, she goes on a punkscapade with this other girl in another place. They meet up with each other. They stand in the room together. But the common denominator is the one whose name the room is in. So the common denominator got the room in her name. The other girl that she met off the internet meets up with her. They in the room together. The other girl whose name the room is not in, she got a boyfriend that she think is some ism, but he really ain't. And by the way, just so you understand, give you better context of what's going on, ism don't let they students do this type of stuff. Ism ain't letting no student of his link up with some chick that she met off the internet. You know what I mean? Like, ism ain't doing that. But anyway, they doing this, right? The girl who's the common denominator, she out trying to get some money, doing her thing, which is a little distance away from the room. The other girl whose stuff is in the room, she doesn't have a key to the room, but, you know, she decides she don't want to do this no more. She want to get her stuff out the room. So she calls the common denominator. Common denominator like, I'm not coming over there right now. I'm busy getting some money. You know, you're going to have to wait. Other girl don't want to wait. She use her ET finger, dial 911. Next thing you know, the police involved. And, you know, needless to say, it goes bad. But again, you know, this is people doing things in spite of the ism. And I don't know about the drugs, but I know alcohol definitely played a major role in it. You know, so and then again, them not being their own friends, them not being in tune with themselves, them being strangers to themselves is what led them to, you know, be in this situation with each other. They strangers to themselves and they strangers to each other. But because they both pretty, they both think each other is pretty. That's all it takes. You know what I mean? So, you know, and then in some of these situations, it's been instances where, you know, girls, you know, leave one for dead, and it's just been so many different situations that come out of this. That come out of chicks doing that. And not just with this common denominator chick who done it with at least 7 other females that I can think of off the top of my head, but, you know, so many other chicks who have done this. They link up with each other off the internet, and they barely know each other, but they find each other cute, and you know, they think they're gonna be best of friends just because they both think each other is cute, and they both, you know, like the same alcohol and all this dumb shit. You know, when you stand for less, you fall for more. And they don't understand how, you know, you wasting a whole bunch of time, and you can't get that time back that you wasted. Ain't no refunds on time. And then, you know, just like with guys, chicks who get involved with the wrong guys, chicks who get involved with the wrong chicks end up developing, you know, bad habits, right? One of the chicks that this common denominator chick got involved with, you know, she, again, they met off the internet, they get around each other, they stand in the room together, and, damn, I forgot about that, but I just had to remember. That other chick called the police on the common denominator chick too. So she done had the police call on her at least 2 times with 2 different girls that she met off the internet. But this second girl who I'm talking about, she ended up, you know, indulging in a substance with this girl that nobody should, a substance that shouldn't go in anybody's body. But they putting these substances in their body. And now they done fell out with each other. They not even cool with each other anymore. But the other girl, now she got an addiction to this substance that was given to her by this stranger that she met off the internet. Right? And now she be on the internet. And it's sad because the girl, she's young and pretty and, you know, has so much potential with herself, but now, you know, she be high out of her mind. I don't even know how she is able to make videos and post them as high as she be, because on the videos it's like she barely awake, she's barely able to talk, she barely able to keep her eyes open, and she finds her way to be able to make these videos and post them. I'll be like, damn, how are you that high and you able to post these videos and make these videos, right? But she got this habit from somebody that she's not even cool with anymore and barely even knew, that she met off the internet. Now she's a junkie. You know what I mean? So, just like it's real easy to fall for the wrong guy, and this wrong guy you can have experiences with this wrong guy that will affect you for the rest of your life, or at least for an extended period of time, long after you're not involved with that guy no more. The same thing can happen with females, right? And it's not just females that chicks meet on the internet. You know, chicks meet each other at the club and become friends with people that they shouldn't be friends with and barely know. You know, so this is the thing, right? A lot of times when you meet the wrong type of people is because you're in the wrong type of environment, doing the wrong type of things. You know, so, you know, a place that you're not gonna, like, speaking of just drugs and alcohol and stuff, right? Place that you ain't gonna really meet people that have drug and alcohol problems is the gym. Now, you know, if you like me, you probably don't really meet people at the gym too much. Cause me, I'll be so into my workout, you know, I don't really be meeting people at the gym like that. But it's possible to meet, you know, everybody ain't like me though. And some people meet people at the gym. Some people meet their girlfriend or their boyfriend at the gym. Some people meet their best friend at the gym, right? But, you know, if you're going to meet people, the gym is a good place to meet somebody, right? Because the gym says a lot of good things about somebody. You know, if you see somebody at the gym on a regular basis, 9 times out of 10, they eat a certain type of way. And the fact that they're at the gym consistently, it shows that they appreciate their body a certain type of way. And that shit says a whole lot about somebody. A whole lot. Right? Whole lot of good. You know, shit, if you a student, you know, meeting people at school. Now, of course, you know, you have people that might be involved in bullshit at school as well. But, you know, if you pay attention and be intentional about it, you know, you'll be able to spot them kind of people. But the key, no matter where you meet people at, the key is to be in tune with yourself and understand your value and understand what you want out of your life and what you want to do with your life. You know, because when you understand those things about yourself, you know, you're not going to just let any and everybody around you. Because responsible people, that's one thing about being responsible. Being responsible protects you and guards you from a lot of bullshit people. Right? Because when you're a responsible person, you're going to be able to spot irresponsible people kind of quick and easily. And irresponsible people, you can just see, you just have the foresight to see how so many things can go wrong with them and how only very few things might be able to go right with them. And see, this is what you got to understand too, right? Trusting somebody and liking somebody just based on the type of fun that y'all can have together or the type of good feelings that y'all can have with each other. Trusting somebody and liking somebody just based on that alone, you know, it opens you up to a lot of volatile, potentially volatile things, right? You got to be concerned about more than just, you know, y'all being able to have fun together and feeling good together and all that type of stuff. You know, that's where a lot of people go wrong. By just being into somebody and being involved with somebody just based on the fact that y'all like the same type of things that make you feel good. The spirit of socializing. Yeah, man. You know, and then, you know, a lot of chicks just be, you know, a lot of chicks be like Ronnie on Players Club. It's a whole lot of Ronnies from Players Club type of chicks out there, especially with this social media shit going on, you know. But one thing that I want a lot of you young ladies to understand is going to see this and might be watching right now. Take time to learn yourself, get in tune with yourself, get into a love affair with yourself, you know, and appreciate what you have. And don't get so caught up in what you want that you don't have. It's real easy to get caught up in what you don't have and, you know, sometimes even get into a depression because of what you don't have. And, you know, when that takes place, you lose sight of what you do have. And you don't understand how blessed you are based on what you do have. You know, if you just sit back and take time to count your blessings, you know, even if you might be homeless or you might be in poverty, you might be jobless, you might be moneyless, you know, but all that stuff is temporary, right? If you think about the permanent blessings that you have in your life, you know, 9 times out of 10, they're abundant. If you have the activity of your limbs and the consciousness of your mind, you know, you're able to communicate. It's a blessing. Even if you don't have the activity of your limbs, If you have the consciousness of your mind and the ability to communicate yourself, you got everything. Because you can move mountains with that. But a lot of you got the activity of your limbs. That in and of itself is just an amazing blessing, because it's a lot of people that wish they had that but don't have that. If you got eyes that can see, that's a major blessing that a lot of us take for granted. But it's a lot of people that don't have that. They wish they had that. If you have ears that hear, that's a blessing that a lot of people don't have that wish they had that. You know, so these are just some simple basic blessings that a lot of people take for granted. But if you really just sit and think about it, you blessed. You can get up and walk wherever you want to walk, move however you want to move, see whatever you want to see, hear whatever you want to hear, do whatever you want to do. If you understand the power that you have, and then you think about what you can do with that power, what you can make happen with that power, right? And then you start to think about what you can make happen with your power, not just for yourself, but for the people that you love around you, how you could be a blessing to them, right? When you start thinking like that, you know, you'll be more inclined to be more responsible. And when you being more responsible, you're not just going, you know, opportunities for bullshit going to be limited. You dig? Let me acknowledge some people, because I've been so busy popping it and chopping it with y'all, I ain't even got into the acknowledgments of the super chats. You dig? Ty, good looking with the $2 holler. Good morning. Top of the morning to you. Sir Charge, good looking with the $2 holler. Glory to the game. Freeze, yes indeed. Salute. Appreciate you. Joe Blast, good looking with the $5 holler. Respect. Respect to you as well. E-Books, good looking with the $5 holler. Nick does a lot of hotep simping because he got no game. Do you blame him for giving a platform to 304s? I don't really, I haven't really noticed him giving a platform to a lot of 304s, E-Books. But as far as the hotep sipping, I can't really speak for that when it comes to Nick Cannon. I'm not really I haven't really paid attention to what he's been doing lately. I know I guess right here, I don't know, I guess he's on Power 106 on this. I don't know if he had a show on there. I know this clip is old, but yeah, I don't know. I can't really speak on that as far as Nick Cannon giving a platform to chicks with the hotep simping. But Nick don't even have to give them a platform. They can get themselves a platform. Oh, he said correction, wannabe 304s. I like that correction because a lot of them really are just wannabe 304s. Cinderoni say Nick a major behind the scenes industry pimp. Nah, I can't call him no industry pimp. You can't put the pimp in with Nick Cannon, Nick Cannon is a cool guy, I respect Nick Cannon. But I don't know about you can't put the pimp title on Nick Cannon, man. How many chances do you give a broken woman? As many chances as she gives herself to fix herself. Because if she's broken, then that means she needs fixing. So I'm going to give a broken woman as many chances as she gives herself to fix herself, which in most cases is none. So if she's giving herself 0 chances, I'm going to give her as many chances as she give herself. You dig? Bro got 30 kids with 13 different IG models, and he does the whole Dr. Umar Queen and Goddess. E-books, you a fool going in on Nick Cannon this morning, man. Oh, man. Hey, Nick Cannon do got 1 million kids, but one thing I can say from what I've seen, and I haven't seen everything. I've seen some things, but I haven't seen everything. But from what I've seen, Nick Cannon appears to be a good dad. He appears to be somebody that takes good care of his children, and he's active in their lives. And considering everything else that he got going on, all the business ventures that he got going on, entertainment and all of that, for him to have so much going on and still be an active father in all 1 million of his kids' lives, I tip my hat to him for that. So, you know, you can say what you want. It's easy to point the finger and say, this person ain't this person ain't that, this person is this person is that. If you handling your business, you're not no bum. You're not violating people and hurting people, and you're a good father. I can't do nothing but tip my hat to you. So shouts out to Nick Cannon. He get Father of the Year for me. Not saying that it ain't other fathers out there better than him, but to be a father to 1 million people, hey, man, that got to be tough, because that man got 1 million kids. And to be an active father to all 1 million of those kids, I don't even know how he remember everybody's name and birthdays and all of that. But I'm pretty sure he's there for every birthday. Pretty sure he remember all of their names. Yeah, so I tip my hat to him. Father of the Year, Father of the Decade, really, shit. Nick Cannon is that dude. Reading these comments. Maybe a gigolo. Nick Cannon is a good square hustler. I'll give him that. I could say he's a good square hustler. He get a 304 to sell a rapper real estate. Probably so. Yeah, let's see. Reading these comments. Excuse my enzyme. Every day is a birthday. Yeah, as many kids as he got, I'm pretty sure he got 365 birthdays. Every day. Today is one of Nick Cannon's kids' birthday. Yesterday was probably 2 or 3 of his kids' birthday. Tomorrow was probably like 5 or 6 of their birthdays. The day after that, was that the 3rd? June 3rd is probably like another 8 of his kids' birthday. June 4th is probably like 2 more of their birthdays. Yeah, I'm sure every day Nick Cannon, boy, he probably live at Party City. Party City, you know, them people that pull up and provide with the jumpers and all that, the bounce houses or whatever they call them. Yeah, they probably do good business with Nick Cannon, man. He probably got like a special kind of membership with him where they just pull up every day with the party things, because every day is somebody else's birthday. You know what I mean? Like whoever does like event planning, man, they probably love Nick Cannon to death. He probably made them people rich. It's certain companies that probably do birthday parties and stuff that just do business exclusively with Nick Cannon, and that alone has made them rich. Because I'm sure he doing big birthday parties like every day. So, yeah, shout out to Nick Cannon, man. E Books, good looking with the $2 holla. He threw Griff under the bus and M smashed his wife. Griff, what Griff are you talking about? I'm not sure what Griff you talking about as far as he threw him under the bus. It's part 2 of The Game Never Knew You going back up. I probably will do a part 2 of The Game Never Knew You because it's a whole lot of people that The Game never knew that I didn't even touch on. He sure exposed himself as a plant when he threw the NOI when the small hats extorted him. I'm not even hip to any of that. I don't know. Oh, he did something with you talking about Professor Griff from Public Enemy? I didn't even see what him and Nick Cannon had going on with each other. He threw Griff under the bus though. Yeah, I don't know, but I know Griff's wife, Soleil. Boy, she's still beautiful, man. Shout out to Soleil. Soleil got to be 87 years old, but she's still fine as hell. So shout out to Soleil. Soleil was a pretty good rapper back in the day too. I don't know why she didn't do more music, but you know, she probably was in bad contracts or something like that. Probably held her career up or something like that. But yeah, Soleil was a pretty good rapper. She I don't think she got the shine that she could have got because she was a better rapper. Yeah, she was a better rapper than some rappers that went further than her. And she was as good of a rapper as some rappers that went further than her. So. Professor Griff was a guest on his show. He spit game and the Jews got mad. Oh. When he said what he said about the Jews, Griff was on his show? I remember when he made that comment. Damn, you know what? I think I'm starting to remember that now. That sound kind of familiar. I think I do remember when Griff was on his show. Yeah. With Jay-Z, what you mean stay crazy? No, F. Nick Cannon for helping to take Kells down along with that punk John Legend. Yeah, John Legend is pretty much a certified ordained buster. I didn't see Nick Cannon's take on the whole R. Kelly situation, but if he had anything derogatory to say about Kells, that ain't cool. But see, that's what a lot of people do though, man. Unfortunately, you know, they jump on the bandwagon. They get caught up in the gossiping. And see, that's a thing too, right? That's one thing I respect about like people like Jay-Z. You know, everybody just feels the need to give their opinion on things. And they don't understand how powerful these opinions can be and how it'll make people look at them and treat them and, you know, respect them or not moving forward just based on their opinion on something. You know, and you don't have to always give your opinion. You can keep your opinion to yourself. And that's one thing I respect about people like Jay-Z. Again, you know, you don't, whenever stuff is happening, you don't hear Jay-Z, like, I don't know what Jay-Z thought about the R. Kelly situation. I don't know what Jay-Z thinks about the Puffy situation. I don't know what Jay-Z thought about the Bill Cosby situation. I don't know what he thought about the Harvey Weinstein situation and so many other situations, right? I don't know what Jay-Z thinks about Trump being found guilty, you know, and I'm pretty sure he has opinions and takes on all of these things. And I like the fact that we don't know. I like the fact that he keeps his opinions to himself for the most part. And that's just the times that we live in. You know, people gonna criticize him for that. You know, like with the whole Puffy situation. They want Jay-Z to be a part of it so bad. They want to drag Jay-Z into the Puffy situation so bad. They want to make him like Puff so bad. It's like, God damn, how come a brother can't just be successful, enjoying life, and just live his life and not be involved in no drama? Like, they want him to be a part of that so bad. It's crazy. But, Soleil was with Jay-Z. She left industry because it ain't right. I mean, she married to Griff, so that's self-explanatory. I didn't know she was with Jay-Z. I remember when she was with Genuine. She had to have been with Jay-Z before Genuine, because she was with Genuine for a little minute, and I want to say that Soleil and Genuine were together at the same time that Beyonce and Jay was together in the early days. Yeah, I'm not sure. But I would guess that they was together before Genuine. Nah, Freeze, you wrong on that, fam. Jay-Z ain't right. Ask Jaguar right. But see, this is what people forget, right? You say Jay-Z ain't right, but like, look at Jaguar right, though. How is she any more right? Like, see, she's just an agent of chaos. She's an agent of confusion. And she don't even understand how the devil be using her. Right? And I don't, I ain't got nothing against Jaguar Wright. I don't know her personally, right? So she's never done anything to me. I've never done anything to her. We don't have any personal issues, right? And I don't want to get into too much of no gossip or anything like that. But this is what I will say. When you develop a reputation for yourself that's based on what you have to say about so many other people, and your derogatory opinion, your negative opinion about so many other people, just me, what I understand about people, what I understand about life, that usually comes from a miserable person. Somebody who gossips about so many other people, right? Especially a talented individual, because people can say what they want about Jaguar Wright, but that woman is a very talented woman, right? She's talented. And, for somebody to be as talented as she is, and yet and still you spend so much time talking about other people, I see it as, one, somebody who's miserable, and then two, it's kind of like you done made a career out of that, right? And, people like hang on the edge of their seats to see what she's going to have to say about somebody. And again, like I said, for somebody to build a reputation based on that, I think it takes a miserable person, because when that's, and me, anybody who knows me, I ain't the richest person. You know what I mean? I work at Planet Fitness. I live a modest life. I ain't balling or nothing like that. But I enjoy my regular life, I enjoy working at Planet Fitness and stopping people at the door who try to walk in with the gallon jug and tell them, hey, you can't bring that big ass bottle in here. It's a judgment free zone. You meathead. You can't come in here like that. You can't drop weights on the ground and be screaming. I like that, that I have this Planet Fitness job, that I do all of that type of stuff, right? So, because I enjoy my life, I don't have time and I don't even have an urge or desire to sit up and gossip about other people and what they did wrong and what they got going on and all this, that, and the third. And see, stay crazy. What you got to understand about Jaguar Wright is, you know, while she has been around a lot of these people that she talks about, man, some of these people she ain't seen since the 90s, right? Or the early 2000s. She ain't seen a lot of these people since the 99s and the 2000s. You dig? Like, she probably ain't been around Jay-Z since she did the Unplugged with him for the Blueprint album. And that shit was dope as hell, by the way. If you haven't seen Jay-Z's Unplugged, when you got some time on your hands, check that shit out. That shit was dope as hell. Jaguar Wright did her thing on there. Of course, Jay-Z did his thing on there. Damn, I'm trying to remember the name of the band, which band it was that performed with him on there. I can't remember if it was 1500 or nothing. I kind of want to say it was them. I could be wrong though, but whatever the case, Jaguar Wright, she probably ain't been around Jay. She probably ain't even been in Jay-Z's presence in like 20 years, let alone had a conversation with him or anything like that. Probably been a good 20 years plus. So, you know, her opinion about Jay-Z is based on somebody from back in the day. And the Jay-Z from 20 years ago, while he may have a lot of similarities with the Jay-Z of today, it's not the same person. You know, Jay-Z has grown and evolved just like the rest of us have, you know, over the past 20 plus years. You know, he's accomplished a lot. He's made a lot happen. You know, he's been through a lot. You know, just because he's rich don't mean that he ain't been through certain things. You know, his father passed away, who he had a troubled relationship with. His nephew passed away in the car that he bought him. You know, he done been through some shit. And, you know, we all make mistakes. That's what I want you to understand. Ain't nobody perfect. You know, everybody that's walking the earth has somebody around that can say something bad about them. Right? The nicest, sweetest person that you could think of, the person who done did the most for the most people, you know, it's somebody somewhere that can tell you something bad about that person. And that's what a lot of people get caught up in on the internet, is the gossip and the negativity and the drama and all that shit. Like, I don't know, me, I don't get caught up in that. So, you bias free, sound like Jay your favorite rapper. Jay probably is my favorite rapper. Yeah, I would have to say, yeah, you know what? Jay-Z is my favorite rapper. But that don't have nothing to do with what I'm saying. I'm not saying that because he's my favorite rapper. I'm just saying that, you know, because the same thing applies to Puffy, right? See, it's just unfortunate for Puff the way things are playing out right now. With the times that we're in, you know, this super strong Me Too shit going on, and then him being caught on camera doing what he did, right? And at this point in time, he's kind of like a first of his kind, right? This is the first time we seen somebody of his stature being caught with their pants down the way that he has, right? But some people would argue that you've done worse than him. Some people would argue that I've done worse than him. Some people would argue that your sweet little grandmother done worse than him, and my sweet little grandmother, and so on and so forth, right? But you know, it's just unfortunate for Puffy because, you know, it's like you can't be a human being. And I ain't justifying at all what he did, because he was definitely wrong for what he did. He was definitely foolish and foul for what he did. But what I'm saying is he ain't the only one who's done what he's done, and he's not the worst. I guarantee you it's people in the industry who done much worse than Puffy. And they probably somewhere being real quiet, minding their business. If they smart, they not going to speak on it. They not going to give their opinion. They going to keep it to themselves. But they probably done worse than him. But it's just life, man. It's, you know, this type of stuff been going on. It's cameras everywhere now. So it has a different effect on people. But you've been having dudes beating up their girlfriends. You've been having girlfriends beating up their dudes, because that goes on too. You've been having people violating each other. You know, ain't none of this stuff new. The new thing about it is just that it's in our faces now for us to see and play over and over and watch whenever we feel like it. That's the new part of it. But the activity is old. You know, Cassie ain't the first one to get beat up by her boyfriend, and she ain't gonna be the last, unfortunately. It's been going on. And, you know, Puff might have some foul ways about himself. He might have done a lot of people wrong, but it's just because of what's going on right now that people are overlooking and overshadowing the good. And I know people been complaining about Puff for a long time, talking about how he done jerked a lot of his artists, and I'm sure a lot of it is true. But at the same time, you can't just pretend like, you know, he ain't done no good in his life. You know, Puffy's kids are, you know, beautiful and healthy, and he's provided them with, you know, decent upbringings, and ain't none of his kids criminals, ain't none of his kids drug addicts. As far as I can see, they not strung out on dope. You know, they doing well for themselves, and, you know, that got to count for something. But my point is, you know, it's easy for us to sit back and point the finger when the magnifying glass ain't on us. So don't get too caught up in that. Eat Books, good looking with the $15 holla. Let's be real though. Why people give a pass to 50 and Jay for their foul moves while other folks who do the same are clown? What makes Puff different from 50, Jay from white executives? I mean, I'm not saying that any of them are better or worse than each other. Like, shit, we don't know. Jay-Z probably didn't slap Beyonce in the mouth for doing something or saying something foul. Beyonce probably didn't slap him in the mouth for, you know, shit. We already seen with her sister how she get down, the type of demo Solange be putting down, you know. Hey, if Solange get down like that, shit, just imagine how our big sis do. You know what I mean? We just don't know. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Put it like this. You know, we see things on the internet and we react to things. The majority of us, right? But can you imagine if everybody's life was on camera and it was put on the internet? Just think about yourself. Think about some of the worst things you've done in your life. Everybody. It's 180 of y'all in here watching right now. Each one of you, think about the worst shit you've done in your life. You ain't got to tell nobody. You ain't even got to say it out loud. Just hold it in your mind for a minute. Think about some of the worst shit you've done in your life. The shit that you might be ashamed of, the shit that you regret doing or being a part of, the shit that you wish you could go back in time and erase. Now, put that on camera and then put it on the internet. What you think people gonna say about you? We all got shit. I know it's some shit that I done that I'm so grateful that it was never recorded on camera and put on the internet. You know what I mean? And whether you want to admit it, whether you want to be honest about it or not, we all have shit like that. Your pastor at your church, you know what I mean? Your boss at your job, you know, the mailman who delivers mail in your neighborhood every day. Hey man, we all done done some shit that if we really think about it, you know, we glad that it wasn't put on camera and put on the internet. You know what I mean? Some of y'all got shit that if it was recorded and put on the internet, you'll be under the jail forever. And you know it. So, again, it's real easy to get caught up in what's going on with somebody else when the magnifying glass is on them. But don't forget about the things that you done and the things that everybody you know done. Right? It's called being a human being. It's called ain't nobody perfect. So it's called we all got some shit. You know what I mean? Just imagine if everybody's life, like every moment of your life was under surveillance. And then somebody took the worst moment of your life and put that shit on the internet for everybody to see. You'll be going through the same shit. So, you know, it is what it is. And then you got to think about that too, right? See, we don't know what it's like to be in these people's shoes. And, you know, somebody like Puffy, for instance, right? If Puffy was like you and did the same thing that you did for money, had the same amount of money as you, walked in the same shoes that you walking in, we probably would never see this side of Puff. Right? And on the same token, if you put you in Puffy's position and give you the same kind of power and money that he and fame and notoriety that he has, you might be doing the same things as him. You might be worse than him. You know, it's easy to say when you're not under the scope, and it's easy to say when you don't have to be in that person's shoes. You know, it's easy to criticize. It's easy to point the finger. It's easy to say, man, he should have did this. He should have did that. Woo-de-woo-de-woo. You know? So me, I know I'm far from perfect, so I ain't got no criticism for, and then not just that, I know it's people out here that's way worse than Puff. I know some individuals that's way worse than Puff. I've seen some individuals that are way worse than Puff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm 42 years old. I done seen some shit. And I know Puff. I know some people that'll make Puff look like a Girl Scout. So I know it's foul what he did and all that and what's on camera and how it looks and everything like that. But, man, I know some people that's 1,000 times worse than him. So that shit don't really, and then, you know, it is messed up, and I'm sure Cassie, I can just imagine, and it's probably worse stuff than that, you know, that wasn't physical, that might have been done to her. And that's what people don't think about too. you know, it's probably some things that he done to her that wasn't physical, that might have hurt her 1,000 times worse than that ass whooping. And I can imagine, you know, she deals with a lot of trauma from that relationship. And, you know, it's unfortunate, right? But man, like I said, I know some people, man, who done some things and been through some things 1,000 times worse, and it don't make no situation better than the other. But man, like, that type of shit don't faze me, because I know life, I know people, I know what people are capable of. And you know, a lot of these industry motherfuckers they're putting their mouth on Puff right now, probably 1,000 times worse than him. You know what I mean? People like Joe Budden need to be quiet. And I ain't even trying to like make him like he's worse or better or any of that, but like, dude, be quiet. Leave Puff alone, man. You know, you like me and like everybody else. Just because you got a loud megaphone and you got this platform don't mean that you got to like speak on it. And if you do speak on it, you don't have to speak on it in a way like you're better than him. Man, leave that alone. You know what I mean? You done beat your bitch up just like Puff have, Joe Budden. You know what I mean? So leave Puff alone, man. You just were fortunate enough where that shit wasn't caught on camera. But you probably done did worse than Puff. Puff done did worse than Puff that wasn't on camera. So I'm sure you done did worse than Puff on camera too. And you wasn't on camera, so, you know. Kyle Calloway say, Freeze, come on, man. You a Scorpio. How you giving compassion that allegedly has something? I guess you mean compassion to someone that allegedly has something with Pac's death. With all due respect, I can't rock with him, and he making us Scorpios look bad. See, it's easy for you to say that, man, because, you know, the magnifying glass ain't on you. You know what I mean? My thing is like, we all ain't shit. Now, some of us is less ain't shit than others, man, but we on this planet, man. You know, in the eyes of the Lord, we all filthy rags, man. Like we ain't shit. You know, these bodies that we have, while they are beautiful and they you know, do a lot of great things, and hey, man, these bodies that we have, this flesh that we have, man, is capable of some crazy foul shit. So I, you know, and then like I said, man, see you, what you saying is just speculation. You saying how Puff might have had something to do with Pac's death, but how do you know that? Were you there when Pac got unalived? You know, do you know anybody who was involved in him getting unalived? You don't know nobody who was there. You wasn't there yourself. You didn't see nothing. You don't know who was behind what. You don't know the events that led up to it. You know, you just going off of what's being said on the internet. And people lie. People get on the internet and lie. They exaggerate. They twist. They manipulate. Do all kind of things with the truth except leave it the truth. Right? People are addicted to clout. So they'll get on the internet and say anything for the sake of clout. Right? You don't know. I don't know. And I'm from the West Coast. And I remember them days when that happened. But I wasn't there. I don't know who was responsible for what. And, you know, I know shit that people say. But don't none of us know. You know what I mean? People be treating other people's lives like it's a movie. Like it's entertainment. But, that's people's lives. The people whose lives that we talking about are involved in entertainment, but their life itself is not entertainment. That's somebody's life. And I'm not saying that he didn't have nothing to do with it, but I'm not saying that he did have something to do with it. Why? Because I don't know, just like you. Right. Elisino say, society extra sensitive these days. Freeze, I'm 49. Our era cut from a colder cloth. Yeah, man, I guess that's what it is, man. You right about that. Because, I just come from a more cutthroat era, man, where, everybody wasn't crybabies, and especially crying about people that they don't know and people that they wasn't involved with and all that type of stuff. And, I done seen much worse, just like I'm sure you have, Elisino. We remember the 90s very vividly. We remember the 80s very vividly. And come on, man. Shit was treacherous back in them days. Who took down Sin's video of Jaguar Wright? I wanted his opinion after I heard her story. I gotta go look and see, cause some of his videos got blocked and age restricted and all kind of, a lot of his, cause Sin just used to talk and didn't care about, censoring itself for the sake of YouTube, man. Sin just used to talk his shit. So a lot of his videos get blocked, and then plus, bro played music on a lot of his videos. So, YouTube, they don't want to let people be great, and bro is one of them. So, but I'll look and see if I can find that video you talking about, Kayla. Kyle say, no, but the East Coast, West Coast beef, though. Look, I can't rock with him. I am not going to discuss him on my channels, but I can't. I'm curious, Kyle, how old are you? Curious to know that. Right, Double M. Say, meanwhile, everyone on here, family and homies, got the same shit going on. That's what I'm saying. It's called life, man. Men can't have emotions now. Vulnerability is a sign of strength. I don't know how vulnerability is a sign of strength. Ebook says, one was extorted by Haitian Jack and the other by Whack 100. Hell, both were extorted by Jimmy Hinchman. Y'all crack me up though, because I'm just sitting here reading these comments, and it's funny how like people be talking like they was there. And that's just the messed up thing about this internet, man. It put everybody in everybody else's business, man, and people be just so intertwined with the business of people that they don't know. And people like these people that y'all talking about, man, they don't even give a damn about you, man. They don't care what you got going on, what's happening in your life, and you just so invested in what's going on with them. It's just funny. I'm telling you, man, Puffy was there, man, when Pac got set up, man. I seen when, such and such handed such and such and such and such, and they did this, and they whoop, man. I know, man, my cousin was there. My cousin seen it, man, firsthand. Like, come on, man. Oh, man, that should be funny as hell. the internet has turned everybody's lives into WrestleMania, man. Shit is really like WrestleMania mixed with All My Children, mixed with The Young and Restless, mixed with General Hospital, mixed with Days of Our Lives, mixed with As the World Turns, mixed with WCW. Yeah, man, it's funny. It's funny. Now y'all on each other's head. Y'all stupid. Oh shit! Now Sir Charge and Stay Crazy on each other's head. Y'all funny as hell. Oh man. Hey man, it's a beautiful morning, man. We done started a new month. See, Kyle, I knew you was a baby, man. You was in diapers when Pac got unalived, man. You don't even know what you talk about, man. I smelled the Similac on your breath through the phone, man. I knew you was a baby. But shout out to you because you born 2 days before my birthday. You did. But yeah, man, you was playing with G.I. Joes and Legos and shit. Matter of fact, you wasn't even playing with G.I. Joes yet. You was watching Barney and probably eating crayons and shit when Pac got unalive, man. Like you was putting pennies in your mouth and, you know, somebody was having to come along and stop you from putting shit in your mouth when Pac got unalive, man. You had a stanky diaper at the time when the shit happened, man. Like, come on, man. You just for sure know what happened though, don't you? Man, I was a baby, man, but I remember that shit, man. So you was born October of 94. That mean when Pac got unalived, you was almost 2 years old. You was just shy of your second birthday, man. So you barely was walking and talking at the time. You probably was still putting the square, trying to put the square in a triangle shape on that little ball. You know, that little sphere with all the shapes on it, and you put the shape inside the object inside the shape. You still at that time, man, you was trying to put the square in the triangle, in the circle, in the rectangle, and all that. You was trying to figure that out when Pac got unalive, man. But you just know for sure what happened, huh? It's all good, man. I ain't mad at you, man. I ain't mad at you. It's all good. E-Books, good looking with the $2 holler. I'm going to offend you all. Tupac's real as Ross. Man, y'all wilding out in this conversation this morning, man. I ain't messing with you. E-Books, you cloud chaser extraordinaire this morning, man. It'd be a lot of cloud chasers on here, man. But E-Books, you get, with that comment right there, you get cloud chaser of the day, man. Like how they got donkey of the day, you cloud chaser of the day, man. Oh, Sharif, you stupid. I like when you scrambling and scraping, daddy. Oh, man, Puff was out of line for that. Sharif, you a fool. Y'all cutting up in these comments this morning, man. Y'all cracking me up, man. Y'all's too much this morning. I wasn't ready for all this, man. I just thought we was gonna chop some game. Y'all wilding out in these comments. goodness, y'all funny. Y'all funny as hell. See, Justin B., you was close in age to me when Tupac was gone. They said you was 3. Justin B., you was 13. I was 14 going on 15 when Pac got taken out of here. Yep. I'll never forget. I was on the school bus on the way home from school when I got the news that Pac was gone, man. We was everybody on the bus was sad. The bus driver was even sad. That was the saddest walk home from school that I ever had, man, when Pac got taken up out of here. That was crazy. Man, that was a crazy day. Never will forget. Friday the 13th. Man, y'all y'all funny as hell in this chat, boy. Y'all really beefing in here. Stay crazy and start charge, boy. Y'all really beefing. Knowing damn well if y'all seeing each other, you gonna be trying to have beers with each other and shit. Y'all gonna be best buds. Oh man. Ebook say same with Nipsey. Whack 100 is annoying, but he's right about Nipsey. Died suddenly. Everyone was on his D. Nah. See, it's just unfair that Nipsey passed away when he did, because Nipsey was on his way to finally have like that mainstream success that he should have been had, right? Nipsey was doing some cold shit, man, like, and that's true. A lot of people did jump on the bandwagon when Nipsey passed away, but you just got to be honest, man. I don't know if you really was a Nipsey fan like that when he was here and if you paid attention to what he was doing while he was here, but Nipsey was a cold dude, man. Like, Nipsey was cold. Like, he was going to do some powerful shit. Like, if Nipsey was still here right now, if he wouldn't be a billionaire right now, he'd be well on his way. Nipsey was like, he wasn't no regular guy. Like, no disrespect to anybody else, but Nipsey wasn't no regular dude. Like, he was a special guy. So, and not just as a man, but, musically, he was dope. And, it's unfair to compare Nipsey to anybody else because, like, you have other people who had the mainstream shit going on. Like, Nipsey could have did a lot of stuff that other people did. Nipsey was signed to a major label. He could have signed with another major label or stayed with a major, but, he was independent for a long time by choice because he wanted to own his shit. And, he could have went the mainstream route and had a whole bunch of Grammys and hit records on the top of the charts and all that type of shit, but, he didn't want to do that. And see, it's for him to get as far as he did independently, you got to tip your hat to that for one. And then you got to think about, like, there's a reason why, like Mac Dre, for instance. You know what I mean? Like, Mac Dre is somebody else that was a hell of a dude and is indeed legendary. But Mac Dre ain't got no Grammys. Mac Dre ain't got no star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Mac Dre, he don't have no platinum records. Mac Dre don't have a lot of the accolades that everybody else has. But you'd be crazy to say that Mac Dre ain't a legend. Right? like the impact, the influence, the originality, like, and then same thing with Mac Dre. If Mac Dre was ever signed to a major label, he would have did all the same shit. He would have had hit records at the top of the charts. You know, he would have had Grammys, well, probably because, you know, you got great artists that don't have Grammys. 50 Cent is one of them. But yeah, man. Nipsey for sure was a legend. Whack 100 talk out the side of his neck. Because for him to think, and it ain't no slight to Blueface, but for him to think that like Blueface, just because of the things that Blueface done, like that would make him more of a legend than Nipsey, like that's crazy. Because put it like this, like if you put Blueface in the same shoes of a Nipsey as far as his music career, like Blueface wouldn't have made it too far independently. And to be fair to him and to Nipsey, Blueface wasn't really a rapper like that. He just was in the studio, messed around and made a song, and that song ended up going viral. Then he became a rapper. But Blueface wasn't even trying to be a rapper. He just was at the studio with his homeboy that was a rapper, and then he decided to like get on the mic and mess around, and he ended up making a hit, and then it went on from there. But if you leave Blueface as an independent rapper, he probably would have just made that one song or maybe a couple songs after that, and it would have stopped there. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, everybody be trying to discredit Nipsey, and, man, Nipsey was cold, and he was brilliant. He had so many dope ideas. Nipsey was special. And then when you think about, like, how much of a blessing he was to his community, come on, man, like, it's so many people that don't even compare to Nipsey. Like, he was a blessing beyond just his music. Right. Nipsey and Blueface ain't even on the same level. Nipsey the GOAT. Sweets, exactly, man. You know, and again, it's no slight to Blueface, but Wack be trying to talk like Blueface is greater than Nipsey in some kind of way, and it's like, come on, dude, stop it. I know you supposed to support your artist, that's your boy and everything like that, but come on, man, stop it. Don't do that. But yeah, man. We gonna go ahead and wrap this thing on up in just a minute. Right, Wack just going by numbers. And you got people that like, see, man, you got a lot of people that have put out hit records that ain't legends. That didn't do really nothing legendary beyond the fact that they put out that one hit record. You got a whole lot of one hit wonders out there. You know what I mean? Yeah, that shit don't mean nothing. Kyle say, Freeze, I'm in the radio. When I get my stuff together in my podcast, I want to interview you and have dialogue. If you, I guess you meant to say if you down. Yeah, man, I'm going to check you out and see what you got going on when you get it up and running, man. Let me know. Put some more love in my body. Yeah, so hopefully there was some young ladies that could take away some good game from this video. And hopefully it'll help you and encourage you to make better decisions in the types of people that you put in your life, whether it be friends or significant others. You dig. But, you see something? Hold on. Unique. Good looking with the $10 holla on the Cash App. You dig? Appreciate you, loved one. Hold on. Okay, we got all of them. Oh, wait. Damn, tripping. Damn it. Okay. E-books, good looking with the $2 holla. Love your game, but how am I cloud chasing? All fact. You trying to compare Tupac to Ross? Come on, man. Stop that. I ain't even gonna get into it, man. It speaks, everything speaks for itself, man. To try to make Tupac on the same as Ross, come on, man. That's blasphemy, man. That don't even make no damn sense. Like, if you just really think about the life that Tupac lived versus the life that Rick Ross, the rapper, done lived, come on, man. They ain't even, and I'm talking about beyond just the music, because musically they don't even compare. Like, musically they ain't even in the same nothing. But come on, man. I rock with you, E-books, but you know that was a cloud chasing ass comment. You all right with me though, man. You good peoples, man. I rocks with you. I got love for you, man. But come on, man. You know that's crazy. Elisino say free, or you a Crip freeze? Nah, man. You know I come from Crip City, Long Beach, California, but I'm what we call in California a non-affiliate. You dig? Proud non-affiliate, unapologetic non-affiliate. I push the non-affiliate shit like a gang. You know what I mean? Just like when in California, when they ask you where you from, homie, or whatever, I non-affiliate. I don't ever say, oh, I don't bang, or I ain't from nowhere. Non-affiliate. You know what I mean? Unapologetic, fearless non-affiliate. You dig? E-books again, good looking with the $2 holla, not musically street cred wise. Come on, man. Your boy Ross was the police. Tupac shot the police. Like, what Ross done did street cred wise this comparable to Pac, man. Like, come on, man. Ross was the police. Tupac got beat up by the police, sued the police, won a lawsuit against the police, went and bought I want to say he bought a drop top Benz off the money that, come on, man. We seen Ross in a police uniform. We seen Tupac after he got beat up by the police, man. Like, that, come on, man. Street cred, like, that's crazy. Tupac catching fades, and even though it wasn't cool, I wish Tupac didn't have the street cred that he did. I wish Pac wasn't in the streets doing some of the stuff that he did, but right, like Stay Crazy say, man, case closed. Next topic. You dig? How you gonna compare the police to somebody who got beat up by the police and somebody who shot the police, man? Like, come on, man. Like, you got to give that man his props, man. That man shot the police and went off free. Maintained his liberty in society, as Sinful to P would say, after he shot the police. Who you know that did that? Who you know shot the police and then went on about their business? Beat the shit. Come on, man. That shit don't even compare, man. And again, ebooks. You cool peoples, man. I got love for you, man. But you you reaching this morning, man. You reaching hard. I don't know why you want to make Ross valid so bad. And that's not to say that, you know, it ain't some gangster police officers out there, because it is. You know, they the biggest gang in the world, or at least in America. But nah, man. You trying to make Ross into Alonzo from Training Day, man. Oh, man. Facts. That's like comparing Sinful to the Ain't and the Pretender. Right, Sharif, you feel exactly where I'm coming from, man. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Pac haters are worse than Beyonce fans. Y'all hell in these comments, man. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this thing on up. As always, I appreciate y'all for tuning in and tapping in with a pimp. I appreciate you for all your comments, your questions, input, feedback, jokes, chat section beefs, and all that good stuff. I appreciate you for sharing this video. I appreciate you for subscribing and hitting the bell when you subscribe. I appreciate you for all the super chats, and the boy ebooks, he just ain't gonna stop, huh? You like the Terminator with the super chats, huh? Ebooks, good looking with the $5 holla. Okay, I'll give you that. But a lot of Miami dope dealers co-sign Ross. Bloods resent Pac. Even Sinful stated the same thing. See, you saying Bloods resent Pac, you talking about Mob James, and Mob James is a rat, for the record. You know what I mean? I know Bloods personally who have vouched for Pac. You know what I mean? That said Pac was in, even though, again, like I said, I wish it wasn't the case. I wish Pac wasn't hanging out with Bloods and trying to be a Blood and all that. I wish that never transpired in his life. But just like how you saying, see ebooks, you going off of stuff that you see on the internet as far as you saying Bloods resented Pac. But I know Bloods in real life personally who done been around Tupac that was vouching for him. You know what I mean? Like, I done heard stories about him being at Luders Park catching fades, getting beat up and running another fade, and just keep getting his ass whooped but won't quit. You know what I mean? Fighting the same dude 5 times because he just can't accept losing. You know, this is the stories that I done heard from Bloods that was there about Tupac. So you going off of the internet, I'm going off of facts, what I know. You dig? But much love to you, ebooks. I appreciate you, man. And again, I appreciate all the super chats, cash apps, PayPals. I appreciate your support in every which way that you comes with it. Y'all already know who it is and what it is. Freeze is it. If you out in traffic moving around, please do so in the same fashion, a safe fashion. And of course, as always, long live the incomparable Sinful to P. We out.